morning. This is Fighting Fear with Kevin Ashworth. I'm Kevin, the co-director of Northwest Anxiety Institute, a clinic in Portland, Oregon that treats obsessive-compulsive disorder and all the other anxiety disorders. We specialize in exposure response prevention. Today I want to talk about something that I would say across the board 90% of my clients come in with, and that's the issue of problematic sleep. Lots of people struggle with the ability to fall asleep at night, and then many struggle with the ability to stay asleep and then waking up too early. So sleep is a very complex yet very simple thing. It can be absolutely complex if you overthink it, which is part of the problem that most people engage in. But there's some very specific and simple strategies to improve your sleep, so I want to talk about those today very quickly. There is something in the world of mental health and just general health, I think, called sleep hygiene. And that is taking time to really think about what is causing problems in your sleep. For most people that I work with, they want to change their sleep, but they don't really want to change their behavior. So you can imagine the number one issue that impacts people's sleep is thinking too much. So they lay down, they turn out the lights, and they worry. If this is you, you're probably thinking about things that you have to do tomorrow, later this week, or engaging in what we call post-event rumination, which is thinking about interactions that you've had that day or how certain tasks or behaviors went. All these things add up to being unable to fall asleep, and then you start thinking about not being able to fall asleep, which by in itself becomes problematic. So most people then lay in bed, counting down the hours that they're not able to sleep, and getting more and more frustrated. So here's a couple things you can do. Think about what you do before you go to bed. Do you have any kind of routine? Do you regularly, brush your teeth, wash your face, get your pajamas on, do something mildly relaxing before you fall asleep? If you do, what time do you do that? Do you do that with a consistent time? Do you go to bed during it at a consistent time? Do you wake up at a consistent time? Do you take naps? All these things are important things to consider. Your brain really needs to learn that your bed and your bedroom are for sleep. If you use your phone, iPad, read a book, audiobook, watch TV, or surf the internet while you're laying in bed, your brain becomes conditioned to know that this is the time to do these things. And so when you shut those off, it's really hard for your brain to wind down. So think about removing those things out of your room. Is that a nuisance? Yes. Is that a pain? Yes. Do you enjoy having those things in your room? Yes. If your sleep is fine, then it's not an issue. If your sleep is problematic, you got to make some changes. The other piece is wake up at a regular time. If you struggle to fall asleep and therefore you allow yourself to sleep in a couple extra hours, you're never going to get into a routine. Similarly, if you take naps during the day, you're never going to get into a routine. Your brain has to be tired when it falls asleep. Again, if you do take naps and you sleep in and you don't have problems with sleep, fantastic, you're very lucky. But if you're having problems with your sleep, you have to make some changes. The use of sleep medication is interesting. For some people, they take sleep medication. It's really, really helpful. For others, it doesn't really do the trick. And I think the same with all medication is it's just how you understand the way that it works, how long you're planning on taking it for. But if you fall asleep with medicine, you can pretty much truly bet that you're not going to be able to fall asleep when you stop taking it, particularly if you are pretty sure that you slept because of the meds. So there's a psychological kind of dependence that is required there when you take medications for really anything. So that's something to keep in mind. So create the sleep hygiene priority. Create a routine, go to bed at the same time, turn off your electronics, lay there. If you can't fall asleep, get up. After about 15, 20, 30 minutes, get up. Go and do something. Read a book in a different room, in a chair that is less stimulating. After about 20 minutes of that, get back into bed and try again. This is not a comfortable process. It's kind of miserable. But if you're consistent with it, you're, again, training your brain to fall asleep at the right time or to fall asleep in bed. If you get up and watch TV, and this is a consistent problem for you, you're not going to be able to fall asleep again because you're activating your brain. You're stimulating your brain. If you get up and fall asleep on the couch, then the bed is not becoming conditioned with sleep. So think about what you're doing, how your behavior is impacting your sleep, what you've done to be effective, and what you've done that is not effective. If you're continuing to do something that doesn't work, stop doing it. Try something else. So that's sleep. I guess it's sleep 101. Good luck sleeping. This is partly about doing the thing that you fear, because going to bed for a lot of people is challenging because you are alone with your thoughts. Many people are activated all day long, and this is the only time of the day that they're really alone with their thoughts. One other strategy that is sometimes helpful for people is if you create a worry time around 5 or 6 o'clock, where this is your opportunity to worry. So you give yourself this time to sit with no distraction to think about all the horrible things you want to think about. This is what's kind of called a paradoxical intervention. So worry on purpose so you don't have to worry later at night. If you have any questions about this, email me, kevin@nwanxiety.com. Check out our Facebook page. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Do one thing every day that scares you. Think with your feet, behave differently, and make some changes. Thanks so much. Take care.